Hi, my name is Brennan Braunschneider, and I am the lead consultant for Compass Consulting Consortium. And I'm here to help out Kyle Johnson with his transition over to Home Depot in China. Why should Home Depot hire a consulting firm for Kyle? Well, we help out with an objective outsider's perspective. We help accomplishing short-term goals. We leverage new skills to the employee. We offer an outside market knowledge, and we provide a luxury of having time to plan for all these goals that Home Depot would not have the time to do themselves. When someone transitions to a new culture, they could be unaware of the culture's market knowledge. They may not be aware of the skills in what that culture needs. So I'm here to help provide all those aspects of the transition. Home Depot's mission statement is that they're a home improvement business, and their goal is to provide the highest level of service in the broadest selection of products and offer the most competitive prices. Here's a look at Home Depot's value wheel. As you can see, taking care of their customers is their main goal, and it's surrounded by all these different aspects such as entrepreneurial spirit, creative shareholder value, excellent customer service, giving back to the community, building strong relationships, doing the right thing, and respecting everybody that's involved. Home Depot opened their first store in China in 2006. They started out with 12 stores. At this time, the home improvement market was up 17%. But since then, Home Depot has closed 6 of their stores. Other similar stores, such as IKEA, have been thriving and are planning to double their market share. So why is Home Depot struggling so bad? China simply does not have a do-it-yourself culture. Many Chinese families have rented condos and did not purchase homes in the past. If someone does own a home, they would rather pay someone to come and fix something. In China, there are really no such thing as kitchens because they cook in a common area due to walls being blackened by soot and grease. China uses different methods in cooking that could hurt the areas of the home, such as blackening their walls. So they cook in a different area of the home to try and not have those things happen to their walls or to the structure of the home. So what can be changed if Home Depot and China are going through some rough times? First off, they have to learn the market and they have to educate the public on home ownership projects. A company that could go into the Chinese market and teach people simple home projects could have a tremendous upside. Chinese consumers, they want to be educated on how to complete home projects, but they simply have never been taught. In the last 15 years, home ownership has gone from nearly 0% to 70%. So more people are deciding to buy homes and move out of condos. And if a company such as Home Depot were to set initiatives into helping out the public and teaching them how to do simple projects, then they would be more obligated to not hire these other companies or other people to come do the projects for them. They could do the projects themselves. The perception of business between the US and China has been pretty muddy in recent past. I believe with the popularity of social media that also plays a huge role in forming our opinions of different cultures in the world. It is no secret that people in the US think differently of Chinese cultures and vice versa. We should not form an opinion on different cultures unless we have been in the culture ourselves or educated on the different cultures. In 2018, there was a study with 265 MBA and business master's students in the United States and in China. This test would compare ethical profiles between the two countries. It would also compare each country's perception of the other. The results did not have a large difference between the ethical profiles of the United States and Chinese business students. Both sets of students believe that companies should be responsible and that businesses must include ethics. Although most of the tests had the same answers by both sets of students, there was a pretty large difference in one area. Their perception of each culture was very different and it was varied. It came down to the Chinese culture thinking they had better ethics and values, while the U.S. thought the same about the Chinese culture in return. These inaccurate perceptions have a lot to do with lack of information, stereotypes, and negative stories in the media. Both cultures tend to focus on the bad of every story that we hear in the news or on social media. I provided 3 leadership principles that I believe are that should be instilled in somebody that is going to a different culture such as China. So in this case, Kyle is moving from the US to China, and I believe that these 3 leadership principles are something that he needs to focus on when making the transition. The first one is change. Going from one country to another will be very difficult and there will be a lot of change involved. Some people have a difficulty accepting change and there may be a lot of blowback with the employees that are working for Home Depot in China currently. It is up to Kyle to ensure that change is good for the people and needed for the company. This is why Home Depot is having Kyle do the transition from the US to China. Obviously, Home Depot has had some issues in the past with stores closing and them not being a company that is thriving in their environment. With somebody that's making the transition from the US to China, there's going to be a lot of perception that's involved with the Chinese culture bringing somebody in from the United States. It is Kyle's responsibility to prove to the Chinese people that he is not the person that they see on the news, with the stereotypes and the bad news involving U.S. companies and all that different kinds of stuff. Another one is values and morals. China has different morals and values, and he has to adapt to their culture. China is a very, I guess you could say, old school culture. It's a very respectful culture, and they live by certain rules and guidelines that maybe the U.S. does not. But if Kyle shows that he is trying to learn their culture, then they will respect him more because he wants to respect the Chinese people and learn their culture and adapt to it. So some background on the Chinese culture. Their religion is Chinese Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism. Their language is Chinese, but many of them do speak English. Some of their fashion styles are Hanfu. It's loose clothing with wide sleeves and jade decorations hanging from the sash. Quipo is a wide and loose clothing worn by both men and women. Some of the different arts that is very popular in China are lanterns, hand fans, carved lacquer, folding screens, and jade. Some of the music that they play and listen to is Zune. It's used heavily in the Native American culture. Gusang, Shang, and Zhao, which is basically a flute. The Erhu, which is a fiddle, and Pipa, which is a plucked lute. Some of their architecture consists of Chinese gardens, temples, dynasties, and palaces. Some of their cuisine consists of, or their cuisine is described by color, smell, and taste are the three words that best describe them. Forks are forbidden to use at the dinner table, and chopsticks should be used. Tea is very popular in Chinese culture and is consumed at casual and formal occasions. So, a closing statement. This is a letter to Kyle, and just trying to help him have the transition be a little more smooth. This would be a statement from our firm. So, Kyle, transitioning from our U.S. culture to a Chinese culture will be difficult at first, but we believe you will transition fine. If Home Depot did not think you would be able to transition, then they would not have considered you for the position. It is imperative that you learn more about the culture while you are there, so that you can gain everyone's respect. Take what you have learned today and use it once you are there, and we will be here to help you at any given moment. Compass Consulting Consortium believes in lasting relationships and offers our expertise at any time moving forward. We do not only help you as a firm to help with the transition, but we also want to see how you succeed moving forward. So this relationship does not end once you make the transition, but we would like to help you along the way. Unless, if you have any questions or concerns, we're here to help you, and you can contact us at any time. So we want to keep these relationships going, and we want to offer our help so that you can have the transition be made easily, and we would just want to help to see you succeed and grow along the way. Thanks.